introduction to YouTube. My name is Chef and Brims, and I'm going to be here for a while, so I hope everyone enjoys the content I'm going to be putting out. I'm going to talk about things from, well, mainly fitteds. That's what we're here for. It's Fitted Talk. Check out my Instagram. I'll make sure to put the link down at the bottom for you guys, so you guys can follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to do TikTok, but we don't know how that's going yet. We're just playing around there. YouTube, I'm going to do a lot of videos about how I got into the community. We're going to talk about drops. We're going to talk about how to clean hats, how to steam hats, pretty much a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about things from helping newcomers learn how to make pins, what designers are good, people that are trustworthy for resellers in the community. We're going to be talking about the full spreadsheet that has to do with this whole fitted community. So I hope you guys come and join me. I'm going to be uploading every Monday. Every Monday will be a new video, and we're just going to see where it goes. We're just here to have fun. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. If you guys need anything, have any questions, hit me up. You can message me here on YouTube. You can message me on Instagram. Probably not TikTok, because I just play on TikTok. And I've only done 2 videos there, so we're going to see how that goes. And this is my first YouTube video. So I hope you guys join me, and I hope you guys like some of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about. Up here, you can see I have a few hats up. These are some of my, we're doing the top 10 favorite hats of the year for me. If you're on Instagram, everyone's doing their top 10, top 5. I have a top like 20, but it's too much. I'm just going to do top 10. This hat I'm wearing here is one of my first ever Hat Club hats that I was able to pick up on the drop. Well, actually, it was from a reseller. I apologize. My first 3 hats were from resellers, and then I can't even remember what was my first hat I ever picked up from Hat Club, to be honest. It's just so many. I'm at about 80 hats right now. I was at about 100 and something, but after I've been collecting for 9 months, so after figuring out what patches I like, what patches I don't like, what colors I don't like, I started getting rid of teams. Like right now, all my teams that I'm starting over are my Angels, my Diamondbacks are starting over, my Dodger teams are starting over. Who else? Dodgers, Angels, Diamondbacks. I'm starting over Cubs, and I think that's about it. Those are all the teams that I'm going to be starting over, because I was buying hats just to buy hats. So that's something, when you come into this community, you're buying nonstop buying. We gotta stop that, because we end up with a bunch of hats that we at the end don't even wear. Why? Because we don't like them. Then we sell them, and I mean, you just get your money back when you resell them worn, you know what I mean? I don't understand some of the people who sell them worn, trying to sell them for the high. If you're new to the community on Instagram, don't pay tax prices. A hat should be no more than $100. I mean, if you have the money, you want to spend $150, go ahead and do that. It's $200, go ahead and do that. But I can almost guarantee you, the hat will come back around, and you're going to feel some type of way when you're able to hit at the store that you want. So it's all about patience. You don't need it that bad, in my opinion. We don't need the hats that bad. They're not going to, a $300 hat's not going to talk back to us. You know what I mean? I hope I try to make sense to that. I'm trying to make sense. We're here as a community. So when you join Instagram or Facebook, the Facebook groups are like Fitted Mafia is the one I'm a part of, and it's just a big community on Instagram. I'm in the West Coast, so I'm close to Arizona. You have your West Coast guys, we have our Arizona collectors, we have our New York collectors, whereas a bunch of the where a bunch of the hype came from, where the lives originated from. If you want to get far in this community, pay attention to what's going on. Because what someone once told me, shout out $1 Million Couple, Y2J Just, and Evil Smooth. What they told me once was, if you're not paying attention, you're going to be lost in this game, in this hat community. Pay attention to know what's going on. Hop into lives. Go into people's lives. Listen. Watch what other people are doing. If people are doing raffles, if people are doing sales, what's it called? From anything. Sales, raffles, bidding wars, Trade Tuesdays. Shout out to the OGs for Trade Tuesdays. Curve Brim Jolie and Rico Brim. Shout them out for Trade Tuesdays. There's a lot of things. If you're a woman and you see me on here, trust me, I'm not a woman, but the women in this fitted community are packing people up. But what I mean by packing people up, we go live, people battle. A lot of the women have a lot of heat. Their arsenal is one to, the guys get worried. The guys get worried when the women are up there battling. Why? Because they hold it down. Shout out Females and Fitteds. Shout out to all the groups. Shout out to the NoHo kids. Shout out Female Fitteds. Shout out West Kept Secrets. Shout out the AZ boys. Shout out the Bay boys. Shout out everybody. Whether you're in Texas, Alabama, Hawaii, Canada, there's people from all over that are in this community here on Instagram. Just because you're far away doesn't mean you can't get hats. Trust me, there's a will on the way for you to get these type of hats from Hat Club. If there's not one in your city, join the community. Make some friends. They'll ship you hats. Have them hit for you. If you need to make sure someone's legit, check on my page. Ask me questions. I'm more than willing to answer all your questions and help you guys out. Or if I can't help you guys out, I'll lead you in the right direction. Like I said, I've been a part of the community for about 9 months. So I've been on the ups and downs for this whole community. Down from people hating, down from I get love, I get hated. You're gonna go through all kinds of stuff. Like I run a show called Fitted Talk on Instagram where I do interviews. I call them freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors. I try to give people their props. Like I do interviews to them so that way us as newcomers get to learn what's really going on, because sometimes you might want to hit somebody up. You're asking a question, they might leave you on scene. That's not cool. If they're really for the community, they'll answer you. And for the most part, you guys will find people who are willing to answer your questions. But then again, we have to remember a lot of these guys are 5,000, 10,000 followers, and their DMs are being flooded every day. Flooded. They're getting questions after questions after questions. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard for them to respond. You know, but shout out to the ones that do respond and make the time for the newcomers like me. I was once a newcomer. That's why I started my show, my Fitted Talk. I started doing interviews because I had asked a few people some questions and they kind of ignored me. So I said, I took what they told me. You have to pay attention to this game to know what's going on. So I said, I'm going to do interviews, and that's how I'm going to learn what's going on in this community. It's been a rough, not a rough year, it's been a good year. You know, collecting a lot of fitteds. You run into people trying to tell you what to post. You run into people trying to scam you. You run into people trying to take your ideas. It's a lot of shady stuff that goes on, but there's also a lot of good people in this community. You just have to really watch out and really learn who's going to be your friend and who's just there for what they call clout or whatever. I'm not someone that big in the community. Thankfully, someone told me I'm more like a sophomore now, but I've been putting in work. You know what I mean? I've been putting in a lot of work in this community, and I'm here for the long run. I love hats. I used to wear snapbacks, but now we're all fitteds. So I tell everybody, stay fitted. We got to keep it fresh, you know what I mean? Got to keep it fresh, always. One thing, before you even join this community, Go buy yourself a lint roller. Buy yourself a brush. These are going to be your main 2 items of keeping your hats clean. Lint brush. Get a little and a little fresh, always. Make sure you buy something to store your hats in. I don't recommend these bins. Unless you live somewhere where there's not a lot of dirt coming. I live in the middle of the desert, so it's kind of crazy. Dust is always here. Duffel bags. They're a good idea, but I've heard when you hang them that your brims get messed up. I mean, you guys do what you want. There's a lot of guys with a lot of tips. There's a lot of people in this community doing things, giving out tips for us, like as newcomers. I'm not a newcomer no more. I've been here for a while, but like for anyone who's joining the community, you guys can follow. Just join. You know, don't be scared. If you want to get known, show your face. Hop on lives. And, you know, people will talk to you about vintage hats. They'll tell you about what the no batterman means when it's missing a batterman, or when a batterman's right here. They'll talk to you about the inside. Sometimes it's suede. Sometimes there's different tags on the inside, meaning different years. There's so much to learn within this community. Look, I put this little thing on. This hat fit me a little big. I'm a 7.5 all the way around. I don't fit in a 3/8. I don't fit in a 5/8. Sometimes Bangladesh or China comes big or comes small. There's nothing we can do, because it's like you see a hat online and you just order it, and you're gonna get what you're gonna get. And the main thing for this community, shout out Bones, Mr. Buy What You Like. Don't follow the hype in this community. A hype hat isn't going to make you friends with the hype person. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Buy what you like. Shout out Bones and Brims. See, and then when you do something in this community, make sure you give people their props. Don't just jock a style, jock a word. Don't do that. That leads you into not so good of standing with others. So don't copy people's styles. If you're gonna copy somebody's style, hit that person up and be like, look, I really liked what you did, and I'm gonna make a pin like this, and I don't want I just want to show you it's because of you that I'm making this pin. Just because the pin sells out doesn't mean if you make almost the exact same thing, yours is going to sell out. Really pay attention to what's going on in this community. That's the only way you're going to get ahead. And I'm going to tell you guys over and over, pay attention. Pay attention to people. Not everybody's here to be your friend. Some people are here, maybe you can get hats. You got to watch out. This community is full of grown men, and a lot of these men don't act like men. So be on your toes. You're going to go through a lot of loops, a lot of hate. Oh, you're going to show a hat. Don't be afraid to show a lids hat. Don't be afraid to show a snapback. Show what you want. Maybe not snapbacks, because you're going to get a lot of hate for it. I love snapbacks, but in this community, everybody wants to see fitteds. And for the most part, some of the guys will kind of scold you for showing a snapback, or they'll just kick you out the live. It's very unfortunate what happens. It doesn't matter how many hats you have, 1 to 1,000. Just because someone has 5,000 hats doesn't make them anybody. It just means they have a big collection. And like I like to tell people, just because you join this community, like me, I have my Fitted Talk show. I network with a lot of people. I get on lives. I'm still nobody. I collect material, and I'm paying attention, and I'm learning new things with my interviews. And as I've come along, I've met my brothers through this community. I met a lot of people who became family to me, and I hope on your journey through this community, you're able to meet family as well. Just gotta watch out. It's just like the streets. Always watch your back. Always make sure people have good intentions. And don't force any relationships. It just won't happen. If it's forced, it just won't happen. But I hope you guys are gonna like what I'm gonna be showing. I'm gonna talk about a lot of things. I'm gonna start talking about from back in, I think it was April till now, till January. We've been in here 9 months, I believe, or March I started. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. So that's about it for my little rant. But I'm gonna show you guys top 10 of the year. And yeah, so this is a Minnesota Twins hat club. All my hats are from Hat Club except for 2. 60 seasons of baseball side patch. Raised Batterman. Black guts, green bottom. Make sure you eat your greens. Green UVs are very important. You gotta keep it OG. You call yourself an OG, you ain't OG if you ain't got no green brims or gray brims. Shout out to them. This is one of my favorite hats because it was one of my first ones. I'm a Boston collector, so I collect a lot of Boston. These 2 bins are all Boston. I have about, I want to say 16 Boston hats or 15. I'm still going, starting over my thing. This is a Boston Celtic crossover. 100-year side patch. Flat Batterman. Gray UV. This has become my favorite Boston hat all year. And luckily I was able to hit on 2. So when this one's done and dirty, I have a backup. It's always good to have backups. Not necessarily, you don't need backups on everything, but this is a recent, well, this drop maybe happened about a year ago, the Black Domes. I wasn't around a year and a half ago, or about a year ago. I was only like 9 months, 8 months in, and this already had dropped. I was able to hit on the restock they did about a month or 2 ago. Notice this has silky white guts. It's different. Not all white guts are gonna be silky like this. They're all gonna be different. One thing I love about these hats, Cooperstown. As a young kid, I always wanted my hat to have these, and for the most part, all these hats have those patches in the middle, so the tags. So I love these hats, all these hats. This one's a good one. I'm a Boston collector. You don't like it, you're from New York. We all like what we like, you know what I mean? We're not gonna go off of what other people like. This is my Grail hat. From when I joined this fitted community, this hat I've only seen once from one other person, and I was finally able to get my hands on it. The Boston Iceberg. Still got the tags on it. This is not so silky as the last one. It's a little bit more like leather. So, you know, all the white guts aren't always going to be silky. So, it's just something we got to go through. COVID Pirates. The blue mask. I also have the red mask with the gray bottom. That one was a grow hat as well. But this is one of my favorites. I'm on the hunt right now for the pink bottom with the pink mask. But if you're still here for this pandemic, just know we survived. Just know that this means something to me, because I lost a lot of people. Shout out to everybody who lost somebody during this pandemic. Another OG hat. Green eggs and ham, along with the iceberg. OG drops. This one, along with the iceberg, are one of my favorite collections that Hat Club has ever dropped. 1993 World Series side patch. Batterman on the left. Batterman on the patch. No Batterman. Pink UV, black guts. These black guts aren't silky. They're pretty much just all regular leather. This hat means a lot because I've seen it, a few people show it. This is the one I wanted. I really wanted this one for a long time. So this means a lot to me because this was my favorite, one of my favorite logos from Hat Club. And then this one is a NoHo exclusive. So that means this one has only been dropped in New York City. Never hit the online market. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's never hit the online. The NoHo Navy 1964 side patch, World Series. Pink UV. A NoHo exclusive. My first one. Shout out Pin Horloso. Thank you. Emerald Bay Collection, Texas. All-Star Game, 1995. Look at this side patch. This side patch is nuts. Batterman. Not so silky. Like I said, they're all not going to be as silky as you want. Some are going to be silkier. And you know what? It doesn't matter if it's white guts or black guts. There's stuff. There's stankies. There's crown clean. I'm going to talk about all this stuff in these videos. About how to clean your hat. How to curve your hat. Tips on everything. We're going to touch on everything. Shout out Two-Tone Tab. One of the NoHo kids. He's not a kid, but that's what I call him. NoHo kids. Bond Street family. Shout out to him. He was a member of this community. He's a member of this community for a long time. And they got their flowers. They were able to drop a hat. Collab with Hat Club. Shout out him. He for sure got the screenshot. This is Panic right here. Not every hat is Panic. So if you come into this community thinking, oh, I'm going to buy a hat. I'm going to sell it for like $150, $280. No. Not all hats are Panic. That one, that Minnesota patchwork, that's a $150 plus hat. Did I pay that price? Hell no. Why? You're not going to pay prices that are ridiculous for hats. Don't do it to yourself. Some of the hats people are buying for $200+ are trash. And then they come back out with them and flood the market with them. And you're going to be there, oh man, I bought it for $250. I went to the other store and I just bought it for $50. It's really going to hurt you later on just knowing what you did, and it's not worth it. This hat is just an awesome hat. I want to call it a Black Icy, but it's not from the Black Icy collection from Hat Club. Look at that. All-Star Game. I think it's 1985. Oh, 1982 All-Star Game. This hat is just beyond fresh. It was one of the guys that works in Hat Club who got to make a hat. Gotta throw some designs around. You know, it's not that silky. This is the straight up leather. These have been my top 10 hats of the year. Of course, there's more. There's so many hats to choose from. It's just like, those are just what I feel are my favorite right now. And remember, buy what you like. Don't start the community. Just buying. Quantity of hats that you have isn't going to make you a higher position or hold a higher spot in the community. When you get your hats, take pictures. Take videos. Style your hat. Wear it. You know what I mean? Show yourself in it. Show yourself with combos, hats, shoes, your clothes. Rock it outside. Whatever you do, wear your hats. Show them off. That's what people love in this community. Is for you to show off your hats. And just because you have a lot of hats doesn't make you anybody. So come into this community with the open mind. And remember, stay humble. A lot of people don't. So that's just some things I want to tell you guys as my introduction video. Like I said, I'm Chef and Brims. You guys can find me on Instagram. I'll make sure I'll post my my Instagram tag in the bio. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this video, comment. If you hate this video, comment. Doesn't matter to me. And I want to dedicate this this first introduction video to Fitted Insider. I was able to interview him, one of my first interviews. I became a good friend with him. Shout out to him. And I dedicate this video to him for kind of getting me interested in doing YouTube. I also want to dedicate this video to Sean Stay Fitted. Unfortunately, he passed away this year. We lost a legend in the community. So may he forever rest in peace, and he'll forever live through us in this community. May he forever rest in peace. And I also want to shout out all my mentors that I've had. You guys know who you are. And throughout my other videos, I'll make sure my next video, it'll be the mentors I talk about. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. I know I talked a lot, but there's a lot of things to talk about within this community. And remember, stay humble, buy what you like. Shout out Bones, Mr. Buy What You Like. Always give your props to the people. Don't just use their terms and not give them their props. Make sure they know that you'll walk through this community a lot smoother if you make sure you give everybody their props. And like I said, I'm Chef and Brims. Stay fitted. Check me out on Instagram. Check out my interviews. A lot of people we're on season 2. A lot of OGs are going to be joining. Y'all take care. I'll be uploading this tomorrow. From now on, all my videos will be uploaded every Monday. Peace. Stay fitted. Stay humble.